lift and shift and digital transformation. So a digital transformation is where you take what you were doing and you completely redesign the system to make it more effective. If you're doing some kind of just transition from a paper to electronic system, say, that's not going to transform the business. That's just going to replicate what you have at the moment. Let me give you an example. We had a customer that had a T card system and they bought this new software tool, which ostensibly was better. It enabled them to manage their day better, but it didn't give them the metrics that they needed. You could walk into the office, look at all the T cards, and you could see exactly what was happening with the equipment, where things were at, and they wanted that replicated. And there is software out there that can do that, virtual T card systems, but that's again just replicating what you have at the moment. The problem was they couldn't get the reporting they need, and the system they bought didn't have an API. API is super important. Any IT system you buy needs to have that, so you can take the data and integrate it with something else in the future, maybe with something called Zapier. Good question to ask. Does it have an API? Now, what happens with a lot of these projects is they go one of three ways. If you're doing a digital transformation, it's quite a lot of work to transform how the business works. It takes time to make that change, and it's a big disruption for the business. So a lot of projects get stuck. If you're doing a lift and shift, then you're not actually gaining anything. All you're doing is digitizing what you have already or replacing the current system. And then what often happens is you end up with either people not using the new system or them running it alongside the old system, mitigating the purpose of buying the new system. So as a business leader, make sure that if you're doing a digital transformation, you're very clear on what the metrics are, what the objectives are, and what the outcome is going to look like, and get everybody on board. These things take a bit of time and it's not easy to do. But what often happens is people they either buy something that's never going to work, or they keep pursuing it and it's not getting the support from the team. It's not getting the development it needs. And the other mistake that people make, which I've mentioned several times, is small businesses developing their own tools. Don't do that unless you're a software house, and even then, buy it in. It's much cheaper. Okay, hope that makes sense. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.